Hi, I'm Allison Nash from Sweet Pea. Today we're going to be doing a short instructional video on how to trim your applique. First step when sewing an applique is to sew the placement line. We're using a light thread here so it's easy for you to see on camera. To place your piece of fabric, making sure it's covering the placement line completely. The fabric should just stay in place itself, but you can use your fingers as a gentle guide as well to make sure it stays flat. The next step is to remove the hoop and trim the fabric. So when you're trimming fabric, there's different types of scissors you could use. These are actual applique scissors, but we find they're only actually good when you're doing large cuts, which it probably would be suitable for this. So I'll try and get my hand out of the way so you can see. See how I pull the fabric? It actually makes the fabric taut and your scissors just slide through and cut it close to the stitching. That's applique scissors. These are curved embroidery scissors, which is actually what we prefer because you can get right into points. So once again, you hold your fabric tight and the scissors just glide straight through. See how I'm actually getting a neater cut there than I was even with the applique scissors. And then it can get right into the point because of the pointed tip. Once again, holding my fabric taut. Scissors are just gliding straight through. That's it. Okay, this is our New Life Easter basket. This is actually the cat block here. I just want to show you, we had trimmed it and then sewn the red work stitch, but you can see how there's still fray bits, which is fine. But if you don't like them, all you have to do is fold and then trim it like that. You'll get all those little edges off. And this is another block we have. This is a design that's coming out. You can see how even after you've made it the edges fray a bit. So you can just fold them over, trim them all off. You can also use your finger and rub it to make sure you've got any threads that are potentially going to come loose and trim them off. And you'll end up with the sort of edge that even someone with OCD is happy with. Now this is back to the heart applique we were doing earlier. We'll just finish it off now with a little, some satin stitch, just for you to see how the satin stitch covers it. As you can see, while it's doing the satin stitch, sometimes these little loose threads come up. After it's done the tack down stitch, probably when it comes back to here, you can go along and do a little bit more trimming before it actually starts to do the satin stitch. be the last pass for the tacking stitch. So as you can see over here, where it's missed a couple of threads, I would probably, when it gets back to here at the end of the tack down stitch, I'll probably remove the hoop and trim those little threads off so we get a perfect satin stitch without any threads hanging out of it. Okay, starting the satin stitch, so we'll stop it. And just move the hoop forward so you can see. There's a couple little stitches there, threads to trim off. There you are, there's nothing left, so when you do your satin stitch now, there shouldn't be any threads hanging out. Now I won't waste your time going the whole way around. From this you can see how we're getting a perfect satin stitch edge. Thank you for tuning in for today's video on how to trim applique. We'll see you next time. Bye.